Good evening, viewers. My name is Machuka Nyarieko, and I welcome you today to our normal analysis, that is analyzing issues that are going around the globe. Today, despite the fact that we wanted to focus on the hostility that occurs to debut principals, debut governors, and debut president in Africa, because of the demands from our viewers, they have suggested that we first say that something on Haiti. Therefore, our topic today is Haiti cannot be compared to cattle rustling in Baringo, and that it is only Kenyan police who are the solution to what is happening in Haiti today. This actually poses a number of questions as to whether the Kenyan police are capable of bringing about peace and security in Haiti. First, before we say anything or we answer, our producer, you can put an advert so that we can. Oh, it's not ready. It's okay. Okay. Can you compare? Can you compare Haiti and Baringo? The answer is no. The difference between Haiti and Baringo, because I'm talking of Baringo because most of people or elites are comparing Haiti and Baringo every time when Kenyans or when the government talks of or makes any plans of taking the police to Haiti. What is this difference that is between Haiti and Kenya? Let's begin from what is taking place at Baringo. In Baringo, what is major taking place is simply cattle rustling. Historically, cattle rustling has been a social activity in Kenya. Historically, cattle rustling has been a social activity in Kenya which has been applauded by most communities. There is no single community in Kenya which at one time of their history have never participated in cattle rustling. For instance, you will find that communities like the Maasais, the Kipsigis, the Kisis, the Turkanas, the Samburus, the Ruos have all been involved, and many other communities have all been involved in cattle rustling. But with the time, they have kept off the cultural activity. Why is it that in most parts of the northern part, or North Rift, parts, northern parts of Kenya and some parts of Rift Valley still practice this activity. That's cattle rustling. The major reason is that the places have not been opened up. There are no uh, there is no specific or enough infrastructure like modern roads that can provide free movement of the security forces within those areas. And therefore, because of this, the communities have been living some kind of marginalization. They have been marginalized in a way. Why? How can we say that the what is happening in Baringo today is different from what was happening within other communities in Kenya in relation to cattle rustling? Other communities were simply using arrows and spears. By then, we had no we had no guns, and therefore it was somehow soft, unlike today. Remember, we have porous boundaries, we have porous borders. The people in Baringo can easily access guns from the neighboring countries, and therefore the cattle rustling becomes so dangerous. It becomes so dangerous because of the use of guns. Another question that one may ask is, why is it that the police, the military, and actually the multi-agents forces are unable to end the cattle rustling? A simple question, a simple answer is that it is very difficult for them to end the cattle rustling because, as we indicated earlier, cattle rustling is customized. It is a social activity. Still, unless the people undergo a thorough capacity building, they still believe that cattle rustling is a social activity. It's a situation whereby you can plan to marry a wife and pay dowry of animals or livestock that you do not have in your boma. You plan for dowry that your neighbor has. So it is something that has been culturally accepted within not the northeastern communities only, but in Kenya, including earlier 1900 to even 1980s. Some communities were largely involved in cattle rustling. Not some communities, but most of the communities. So when you send the police force there, it becomes so difficult because each and every person is a cattle rustler. Do you go and kill every person? What should be done in such areas? What should be done in such areas? What should be done in Baringo is to ensure that the infrastructure, the security roads are properly maintained, such that if the police or any force is moving from one place to another, they can easily move and control in case of any theft. Another thing is to ensure that the border security, the security along the border is maintained so that the people cannot acquire illegal firearms. Therefore, this makes the case between Baringo and Haiti so different. Haiti is one of the countries in the Western Hemisphere. Haiti is the second country or state in the world or in the Western Hemisphere to attain its independence in 1804, just after the United States of America. Surprisingly, after attaining its independence, international community or most countries including USA and France refused to recognize it as a sovereign state. So Haiti was isolated for about 25 years. Haiti was isolated for about 25 years before it was recognized as independent. Of course, one reason why it was being isolated, because most countries of who were trading with slaves feared to support them, because they also had slaves, and with that fear that their slaves will also work against them. So that was the reason behind the isolation of Haiti as a country. Haiti has been facing a lot of problems, more especially between the year 2000 and 2022, which include natural calamities such as strong wind, earthquakes, which actually kill so many people within a given time. And this has affected the stability of Haiti as a country. Another point that I would like to focus on is on the Kenyan police. My fellow viewers or my viewers, despite the fact that our Kenyan police have got a negative connotation, especially when it comes to issues of corruption, I believe that the Kenyan police service is the most disciplined force actually in the world. Why do I say that Kenya police is the most disciplined force in the world? One, today if you instruct the police that we don't, if you instruct the Kenya police through their command system or through the OCS that we don't want to see anyone within Nairobi, then if you instruct the Kenya police within the Nairobi metropolitan that we don't want to see anyone within 5 hours, actually it will be very difficult. It will be very difficult to see a person, because within the stipulated time, you will find that the Kenya police have cleared everyone within that vicinity. Our producer, uh, an advertisement, please.
Muciari wina mwana ungienda athomere computer ona kana we mwene ndugathumbuke ringi. Ithuĩ ta Eristan Computer College nĩ tũthomithagia kothi ta computer application, web making and design, computer maintenance, graphic design, photography and video book management. 326 886 kana 0722 655 282. Ningĩ no ũnyite tũhoro
Who has been away? No, there's a jam, and we had even decided to do without him. So can you greet our viewers and tell them to subscribe as always?
Wow, wow. Welcome back to Julista TV. I always tell you that in Julista TV, things get new in each and every minute and each and every second. So in Julista TV, things are better. So I'm Julius Mwangi, your host always. But today I was coming, when I was coming, there was jam. There was a lot of problems on the way. And therefore, that's why I'm late. But together with him, things are okay. So thank you very much because of coming, because of being with us, and because of supporting this team, Julista TV. And we believe that things gonna be better even than yesterday. So whatever we are continuing to discuss today is about the police, is about the Haiti, is about the northeastern, and I would like to know where you have reached, so that I may know where to take place on.
Okay. I was still doing a presentation.
Mm.
I think you can give me about 3 minutes. I complete the presentation.
Thank you.
After which you'll be able to ask questions
Yes, I'm ready.
together with
I'm
the
ready.
viewers. So I was saying, despite the fact that the Kenyan police have a negative connotation, on the other side, the Kenyan police are the most disciplined forces in Kenya. And I gave an example that if you can instruct the Kenyan police, if the inspector general can instruct them to ensure that there's no one in Nairobi, then within a shortest time you will see no one.
Yes.
And the Kenyan police uh, and even the armed forces have got an international reputation.
Yes.
Have got an international reputation. If you remember, uh, 2012, I think, when Mandela was being buried and the Joe Biden was the vice president of America, when he passed by Kenya, he praised the Kenyans for sending the military to Somalia. Because once you have your force elsewhere, that is national pride. I think from there you'll be asking so many questions concerning that. So I've talked of the Kenya police.
Yes.
I've given a brief history of Haiti,
Uh-huh.
and I've also talked of BARINGO, which is being compared
The northeastern part. The Haiti.
to Haiti.
Yes.
And actually, from what I've seen,
Uh-huh.
those are the two different uh, uh, war activities.
Mhm.
One is a social activity up to date,
Yes.
and the other one is fighting
Mm.
against
Mm.
the
The
government.
government.
Yes.
Wow.
And finally, I think you can turn now.
Thank you very much, guys. I want us to continue with where we were, and so we may be able to understand the things that are happening in Kenya. We said and we really say that in the country need to understand the things that has been happening, that we make things in order, so that we make plans in order, and with that, things gonna be better even than how you thought. So in the things that is the trading things, the trading issue is about Haiti. Haiti is we then to police or the police to Haiti to rescue or to make order. And on the other hand, other people are saying that in northern eastern there is a lot of problems. So therefore, we should send the Kenya police to that place so that they can bring the order to they can bring that and therefore I also think that it is the best thing. But what about you? I guess you are there. Can you comment and tell us what should we do the government to do? Where should the government put for to put effort? I will together with me with Mr. Jeff Nyarieko. So today we want to know did you tell us what's the work of the Kenya police?
Uh, the Kenyan police or the police, their major role is maintaining
Mm.
internal security. Yes,
Wow.
within the Kenyan borders.
Now what were they saying? Walikuwa wanakutuma hadi wafanye nini?
Okay, there have been political instability in Haiti, and soon they want to hold election, but it is very difficult to hold a democratic election where there is violence. So there is no legitimate. I mean, we have a prime minister, but say is on transit,
On transit.
transitional.
On transition.
Yeah.
When you're
It's a
talking,
caretaker.
now let me also ask in the process, what is the work of ADF?
ADF is to protect uh, our country from external aggression. Yes,
So
from
if
external aggression.
let me ask a question. If as I we saw the line in northeastern and said that it will happen, but police very many police working. If not be killed by Kenyan public, how comes they can go to Haiti and make
Tell me about it.
yeah,
What is the statistics? What are the numbers?
I don't know the numbers, but some police says what
Of course, when you go to maintain
until they
this,
send the defense.
when you go to maintain this, you can be ambushed
Mm.
because you don't understand the magnitude of the security that you ought to monitor or to approach. So once you don't understand the magnitude of the security, then there is a likelihood of being hit. Yeah.
Wow.
Even Goliath
Mhm.
was killed by David.
David.
You see the killed Goliath?
Yeah.
Yes, and he was very small.
And he was very small.
Yes.
Dancing as well.
Just
So,
as Kenya now,
but
the
now,
Kenya police
yes.
are going to restore peace
So they're not
in
going to fight.
Haiti. Uh, with the police, uh, more especially the Kenyan police who have undergone special training
Mhm.
since the 2010 constitution. Those police are now trained. They know what about human rights, and that's why they are being sent there. They understand much. Even you in Kenya, they try as much as possible to restrain from harming the civilians. But if you take the Kenya police, remember when we talk of Kenyan police, don't just look at every police from your home area there. But we have trained police here
Yes, I
who
know.
can get to a specific within seconds. Like the ones what the only mistake was that they did. Yes.
Yes.
If they are allowed to go to Haiti,
Mhm.
my friend, don't be that we don't have a police force.
So you have them.
Yes.
It's only that the law is
Yes.
accompanying.
And if you say we can police, that is an approach about map because mistakes are not by police. They are instructed. They go through commands.
command.
If the OCS says I don't want to see any time you those people, those men are so disciplined apart from my purpose. But again, on police, who I know, and they take us. We use a man, we question data. If I shoot, you utapata malisasi huko.
Wameshoot wana question baadaye.
Baadaye.
So our Kenya police is capable. It has a the full
Very much.
capability.
Actually, you cannot say that you send the American
Mhm.
police
Mhm.
to Haiti to restore peace for one major reason. The Americans are white. They can easily be spotted. Second, the Americans have got sophisticated weapons.
Yes.
So theirs is to destroy, actually is to hit hard.
Yes.
The only way that they can bring some kind of equivalent force to Haiti is to look for some kind of an equivalent state. You know, I earlier on said that Haiti has been undergoing a number of natural disasters,
Sure.
especially from the year 2000. The strong winds that destroys and even lands, people, cholera, so many natural calamities, earthquakes. So these are affected
So,
their stability, economic and social stability.
Right.
And I tell you something, there is no bright of a nation having maintaining law and order elsewhere apart from your home country. Yes,
They will just do
you get
as you.
respected if we go there and maintain let's all peace. Eh? Kenyans doors can be opened anywhere.
So this
Even when maybe you visit a given country, say in even Europe, and they know that it's a Kenyan who is sleeping there, you are given protection
Wow.
because the country is not a joke. So
So the country shall be respected.
there will
Do you think
even
that-
these conditions that we are given,
Uh-huh.
we asked for so many things that
Uh-huh.
we cannot live outside our country. Is this because of military power? We don't have the ability to maintain peace in Kenya elsewhere.
Do you
In
think-
Kenya, they think that those are the brothers who are doing their corridor work. The only thing that has now made it to come to a spotlight is because of the sophisticated weapons like use of guns, yeah,
Guns.
and poor infrastructure, which makes the police. I'd say earlier it is difficult to end banditry in the northeastern parts because it is a cultural and social activity
Yes.
where you organize. You want to pay dowry and you don't have cows. You are planning to pay Diamond's cows.
So in Kenya, what do you think that our president, why was he insisting?
Okay, it's not him who was insisting.
By the government.
It was approved by the UN Security Council. You know, Kenya has undergone some few things. We have Al Shabaab, we have been having demonstrations, and the entire world see now Kenya manages those things. It has seen. So Kenya is seen to be a country with a police force that can be able to maintain law and order in that particular area. Ama unajidharau.
So it means that Kenya to go in a greater standard.
Kenya is ahead. Militarily, Kenya is ahead. And remember, there's no way you can say that we don't have any, I mean, we don't have strength to maintain peace elsewhere. Remember during the First and Second World War, Kenyans were taken out to fight
Sure.
without knowledge. That's when they realized that even a Mzungu can die. Soon, the world is going to realize that even Kenyans can
make order.
can make law and order where order had failed.
Aha.
And that one, hata hiyo shilingi yenye inashinda ikipanda inakuwa stable. We are strong.
We are strong.
You know, even the stability of
Coin.
a coin against the American dollars has to do with things. If you can be able to maintain order outside there,
Yes.
it means you are stable. What does stability mean? Investors
I'm
coming.
coming. So I guess
What do you think?
I guess
Let me ask you a question. What do you think
Uh-huh.
the Western do when they see that Kenya is able to restore order in their neighboring?
then they
It adds value
yes.
to Kenya. And expected some of us, those who believe that when you have your men and women in uniform areas maintaining order, that is, it brings about much of national pride
Yes.
and respect
Yes.
outside. It's true that they are well equipped.
Sure.
So I was saying that they went to uh, war
Mm.
in both First and Second World War without weapons.
They are
Initially,
trained.
when that was around 2012, the Kenyan defense forces went to Somalia.
Yes.
Poland, those who were not like me, I was very observed, realized that the Kenyan military weapons were so outdated.
Mhm.
What about today? Since 2012, they have been
Trained,
modernized.
modernized
They
and
have
trained.
been modernized. Even what they know that Kenyan police force
Mm.
is well modernized. When they go there, they are not going for Kenyans. They are going for entire world. They be given equipment. They use.
Actually, na subscribe like and share. Unajua wakati una subscribe ndio tunaweza hata sisi kukupatia ujumbe. Wakati una subscribe sisi tunasikia kwamba tuko sawa. Why can't you subscribe? Guys, subscribe. We need you to subscribe, guys. I'm checking leo subscribe. Kwani ni mmoja wewe umewatch video, una watch hii video. Like please subscribe. Na kama wenye ambao subscribe sioni watu wengi watu subscribe 100 subscribe so that we get to high grades. Watu wana like, sioni comment. I'm looking for your comment. People are, but I'm looking for comments. Your comments. I'll wait for you.
You should not go there because we have the northern mass. Kenyans are already in Congo
Uh,
maintaining peace.
yes, they are already.